team fight knockups, disruption. So I think that you're going to have maybe a bit of a power punch more in the 2v2 than maybe a right-sided 3v3 with the solo laners coming into the phrase. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle it.
Atlantis Leviathans versus the Oni Warriors, our second matchup of the day.
Thank you so much, Dave and Gore. Jumping in to our second set in week 5 of the SPL. It's J-Mac, Mifflin,
first slot instead stone cutting sword. So his fight very, very strong. Balance played in next slot, likely moving into the kin size. DPS very high for the Erlong. Cubo Fred, I mean, Transcendence is your timer. When that's done stacking, Cubo Fred will get active.
Well, maybe it's time for him to get active now, if only by force. Bead's gone away from Panatom. Nika dives into the back line, but Panatom will be able to turtle form on out. Yarkor in the back line of Sense of Madness goes down. Shinto finds the pick onto Dardes. Cubo Fred low, one hit away, and it's Yarkor to put him down.
Nika whiffs the ultimate on a Panatom, so the Erlong Shen allowed to stick around that healing, keeping him resustained in the fight. Cubo Fred, Dardes about this rotation. Why is this E-set getting so aggressive? Must have someone nearby. That someone is Panatom.
Though will throw down the carpet, jukes away from the stun of the, from the root of the pin. Still gets taunted in by the 9 turns blessing with 3 people here. Folks should go down. It's just a matter of who gets the hit. It'll be Panatom pickup by Neil Ma. Gets 2 sets of beads and sword protection, but now with Dardes showing up, and Argus dropped down, and the Palau pulls in 3. Neil Ma, credit to the first of the kills, but Panatom might not be able to find a way and does get a good pin up against Cubo, but Neil Mott, Argus, everybody right and hot on his heels to try and pick up that kill. It's just a matter of who's got the gap close, who's got the damage, and it's Dardes.
Man, no rotation from Shinto there. Clears a wave, clears both mid camps, says, I hope you guys make it out alive. I will not be heading over.
Taking a stroll through the mid-tier 1 tower, I guess. More power to you.
Yeah, Shinto is trying to finish off that tower, and it does barely survive. Deep rotation from the Levi's. They want both.
Argus drops down, and the damage from Cubo is enough to finish off Panatom. Zapman, no beads, will get pulled back into this Palau, and straight to the clutches of the Oni Warriors. Cubo picks up a double kill off an aggressive play by the Levi's.
I wonder what Vote did to make the Leviathans so mad. This is twice now the Leviathans just completely overextend, trying to shut down the Scotty pick. I mean, I get it. She's a relatively low mobility hunter who doesn't have CC immunity inherently in the kit, so you want to be able to lock her down, but at least wait for your beads to come back up. Cubo Fred taking a whole lot of damage. Shinto just shuts him down in the 1v1. You got the Gold Fury, you got the fight, maybe leave the purple next time. Shinto has not rotated until...
A 3-man grouping of the Leviathans around the mid lane. I say that, but Panatom now heading back to see if there's any farm he can grab in the jungle. Dardes, half HP from a full combo. Shinto turns around to find the axe toss onto Cubo Fred, uses the beads, and Wrong Yu thrown into the backside. Palau by Cubo Fred. I'll pull back in. The Aegis only delays the inevitable. It's a pickup for Cubo Fred, but Dardes will trade his life in the process with that one. Panatom gets the kill, but Cubo batting away. Zapman is shown up, and Zapman finds the kill.
HP shields keep Panatom alive. The heal from 9 turns blessing, the shell from Wrong Yu, then the dispel magic from Zapman, just keeping Panatom away from that death precipice. Clean play
for the Warriors.
Well, the builds aren't exactly about shutting down your core. It's a whole lot of burst, so you want to kill anybody else first, or Neilma just falls down.
Maybe so. Taunt into Spirit Ball. Neil uses the ult just in case somebody was still chasing, but no one was there. Yarkor teleports into the red buff, but Nika was already there waiting for him. And now it'll be a retreat for Leviathans from the fight, and instead over towards the Oni Fury. No ultimate from Zapman for a few more seconds. The Oni Fury might just be a coin toss. Damage in for the mid laner. Shinto is low. Shinto is gone. Cubo Fred puts him down up onto the Palau. Who is he going to pull in? It'll be Zapman and Wrong Yu. Zapman uses his Aegis, tries to buy a little bit of time, but it is not enough. Dardes and Vote both picking up a kill in the fight.
The Leviathans just too trigger happy to pull that Gold Fury. If they wait for Zapman's ultimate, you've got a great place to group up. Tier 2, it just needs 1 or 2 autos.
Oh, Neilma goes in, pops the Horrific, and gets a couple sets of beads, picks up Yarkor, and throws him to the rest of the Warriors. But Yarkor does not take a whole lot of damage initially, rooted out and forced into Sense of Madness. Now the damage is coming through. Nika goes into the backline, finds a massive ultimate, and Dardes will shut down Yarkor, but Nika may have stepped a little too far forward. All the CC in the world to lock him down, and Zapman to deal the final blow, but the bird is gone, and so is Wrong Yu. Zapman on his last leg. The Aegis only buys him an extra second before Cubo Fred puts him down. And now, Shinto and Panatom, the last 2 to defend, but the Warriors aren't going to push into the Titan room just yet.
Cuvo Fred forced to reset. Shinto wants to make him pay, but Neilma so healthy and with the help right behind the wall. Shinto playing with fire here. Needs to be
Yark
safe.
to make a decision whether he wants to stay or retreat. Yark does retreat for the time. A slow go on the Fire Giant. It's only Vote dealing with it. Wrong U. It's about a third of his HP. Panatom finds a taunt onto Cuvo Fred.
Yikes.
Half HP on the Dodgy. That's just going to get the bubble away from Panatom. And now Cuvo Fred's got to get out of the fight, but he doesn't have the escape to do so. Panatom finds the first pick of the fight. And now it's a 4 versus 5. Wrong U jumps in, finds a stun on one. Neil Ma eats the Spirit Ball and the Circle Protection, but he will be able to find a way out at least for now. Nika chasing out one, and it's Dardes to try and help Neil Ma get out of this fight, but Yarkor is low. Vote is gone. Shinto finds the second kill of the fight. Neil Ma only has a sliver of HP left to live. He's able to jump away from some damage and needs a little bit more help to find a way out, but he will not. It's Yarkor to find the pick.
Nika still alive and surviving for a good while. Bumba's Hammer and Tether will keep him around in this team fight for as long as you need. Panatom forced back to base to defend, so will not be there to siege into the Fire Giant. And already, they might be able to stop the Levi's.
Circle Protection not up yet, but should be here soon for Zapman. But Nika already in the middle of the pit. Ultimate doesn't find anybody there, and he keeps walking through that fire. Knocked up by the Fire Giant as well as they back out from the Fire Giant for the Leviathans. But Dardes is caught in the middle of the pit all by himself. Cuvo Fred on the way. Circle Protection down. This one should go to the Leviathans unless a miracle play comes through. Can Cuvo find the cleanup kills? Beads out of Zapman, beads out of Panatom. It's only Wrong You pulled in.
On the knife's edge, man. This could be it.
Neil Ma goes in, finds two with the ult, and gets 2 sets of beads. And Cuvo Fred will go in towards Zapman. Now with no CC immunity to his name, Zapman will drop the circle at his feet. But it's a dunk in from Nika to remove any of the healing. Zapman will pop as soon as Dardes jumps into the fight. Yarkor descent to the madness, puts Dardes at critical health. The Polymorph will keep Wrong You back, but it's not going to stop Yarkor. The damage is too much, and it's 2 now for the Leviathans. Even Vote in danger. The swipe just off the mark. But look at the tanks for the Oni Warriors, still very healthy. Vote will find his way out of the fight, but Nika is batting away at what little HP that Wrong You has. The D-Transform will not be favorable for Wrong You, and Nika will continue to walk at the enemy team. A 2-for-2 trade.
That Bumba's Hammer finding its value.
Nika starts with the Fire Giant. He can sustain a majority of this, but he's still taking a lot of damage from the rest. Shinto pops his Aegis. Cuvo Fred goes in. Beads are still up for the mid laner,
Big
for
whiffs.
Zapman, but all the chains have missed from Cuvo Fred. He's got to go back. Yarkor goes up into the Colossal mode, and he is swinging away. Cuvo Fred, the first one out. Neil Ma picks up 2, but doesn't find much more beyond there. The follow-up is just not there from the Warriors. The Leviathans have picked off 2. Wrong You has picked up a double kill. Nika, the only healthy one on the Oni Warriors, and squaring off against Panatom, he's not winning that fight too nicely. Neil Ma goes in to try and help out, but it's just not enough. 3 down for the Warriors.
Massive misplays from Cuvo Fred cost the Oni Warriors that team fight. Dardes on the retreat, might be able to turn it around onto Zapman. Zapman survives. Everybody dead on the Oni Warriors. A blink in from Cuvo Fred got crushed by Dispel Magic. Late beads from the Daji. Palal up late as well, 50% HP. Pulls in nobody. The only real input Cuvo Fred had on that entire fight was 1 auto attack onto Shinto, and Shinto died.
Wrong You will soak up the damage from the Phoenix. The Leviathans have 8 seconds until Cuvo Fred is back up.
Circle protection.
3 at critical HP, but Zapman does have his ultimate, and that should be the game for the Leviathans. Cuvo Fred's got to put in a lot of work. Palal up, and how many can he pull away? It'll be all 4 of them. A massive pull from Cuvo Fred. The damage back onto Zapman gonna be good. Damage onto Panatom needs a little bit more, and with Vote helping out, the Warriors have stopped the Leviathans in their tracks, but that Titan is at critical health.
Yeah, go ahead, drop your circle protection. What good is it if you're not inside of it? Cuvo Fred removes them from the line of safety, and the Oni Warriors buy themselves a little bit more time in this game. If Shinto survives that fight, that's GG. Clear as day. But the Leviathans have got to do it yet again. Not the greatest confirmation or composition, rather, for a backdoor. I'm not certain that Shinto's in a position where he could do it. Keep your eyes on the Oni Warriors. Shinto seems to me like he's going to make that attempt. And he's not walking on any wards either. They're not going to know until he's literally there.
And Nika is here, though. Shinto
Can Nika
heading
stop
to the
him?
right
It's
side.
low.
Nika is going to have to be the sole defense. He sees the jump from Shinto, has spotted him out, and it's going to be close. Beads are gone. Ultimate in. Shinto needs a little bit more damage, and, well, he's going to pop the Aegis to get some against the Titan. A jump in place, but Nika and the Titan are enough to defend, and the Oni Warriors will be the ones to go to the Titan instead. Up on the Palau, doesn't matter. Oni Warriors defend the base, wipe 4, hold out Shinto, and take game number 1.
What an absolutely ridiculous
What
end.
was a frustrating loss in game number 1.
You're going to ask a hard question.
No.
Oh.
I'm going to keep it simple here. I actually think they've got a pretty good chance to do so, Gore. Do you like the Leviathans' chances at bouncing back here in game 2?
Almost all of it depends on this Camazotz, right? If Hardcore has a great game, then they're going to win. If it falls apart, then that's it.
Well, the Oni Warriors steal one away from the Leviathans in game 1. Can they do so again in game 2? Got to dive in to find out.
It was a very close battle in game number 1 that the Oni Warriors come out on top with, and now the Leviathans have their chance to bring it to game number 3. The Des does a fantastic job breaking down these compositions, breaking down the matchups that we could see over between the jungle and the solo lane. But it will be Nika taking the Raven up against the Camazotz. We have a double assassin lane squaring off. Yeah, I looked over and went, oh, Shibalonke mid. It's not like we haven't seen the Shibalonke mid before. We'll talk more about it after this 2v2 that Nika is losing out on. Slivers of HP, needs one more hit, but Yarkor also in danger. And it's Cubo, Fred with the cleave autos to find the first blood. Maybe a bit more up against Panatom. Nika has stepped back in, gets a little bit of his healing. Now Panatom definitely can't fight against the two of them. First blood, very early. Shinto went back to base and got a charged bow, second item, so Odysseus bow on the mine, but 3v3 at the blue. Neilma picks up 2. It's Wrong You and Panatom, a dunk in with the Mystic Rush, but a 9 turns blessing to find a couple. Nika in the middle of 4 is fine. A dunk by Cubo Fred just off the mark. Nika is low. Yarkor trying to swipe away with the Bat Out of Hell, but not enough damage. But Dardes has plenty of damage to fire back. Shinto, the only really healthy one. Yarkor walks back in, gets a heal, and goes down right away. Dardes credited to the kill, and the Oni Warriors on the way out. Shinto dashes in, Cubo Fred goes right back. With Neilma standing around, the stone shield from Wrong You, and the roll out blocked. It's another kill for the Warriors.
Ooh, charge bow almost got Cubo Fred. Panatom will finish him off. Can Shinto keep up his onslaught? Neilma was gonna fall down, maybe Rising Jaguar enough damage, but my man got blocked by archers. And now Zapman here. All right, Dardes.
Before getting to that fight.
Here comes Nika. He's massive, and he's got a couple of easy targets to pick up. Ultimate connects with Stone Shield, buys Panatom a little bit more time.
Yarkor finds Bat Out of Hell, but Cubo Fred still healthy. Nika in the middle of 3 people will eat a Spirit Ball, and will be fine with taking that trade out. It's a 1 kill over to the Oni Warriors. 2 Phoenixes. The Oni Warriors will move to the mid.
So, can they take down this Phoenix with ease? Shinto's been the main damage output, and he's not there. Zoned completely by Nika.
Field from Wrong You, now stuck inside, picked up by Neilma, and thrown into the clutch of Dardes. Nika in the backline will dunk in, just missed Shinto, but Dardes' Bluestone and Crusher procs end up getting the final blow. The Oni Warriors, in a complete shift from game number 1, have ran at the Leviathans from minute 1, and they may just close this one out. Circle Protection will heal up Yarkor. It's 5 versus 3, but the damage from the Oni Warriors is just too much. They will close out game 2 in under 24 minutes.
An overall low kill game. I believe 7 total kills.